Today we're reading a story by Diane Lincoln called Knight in Shining Armor. Diane Lincoln is a science writer specializing in online media. She is a former science teacher who is also an active member of the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. Today, we're reading her short story called Knight in Shining Armor. Oh, the wife is really mad at me now. I don't know why she thinks that just because I'm a man, I can do anything. Like, I'm a man, so I could single-handedly land on the moon or something. What do I know about keeping bees out of the basement? Last year, when she asked me to take care of it, I saw that they were coming in through a small hole in the corner where the two pieces of paneling meet. I remember how happy she was that I solved the problem for her, and how in awe she was that I was able to do it so quickly. I guess it's partly my fault that she keeps thinking I'm some kind of miracle worker. I should have told her then that I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't, because I love being her hero. Besides, I didn't know that moving the file cabinet snugly against the hole would not solve the problem. After all, it lasted for an entire year. I mean, for the first month or so, I checked it continuously, and it seemed to hold. So, I think I should get some credit for that. But no, she comes down to do laundry this morning and sees two stinking bees. You would have thought the house was on fire the way she reacted. And again, it's all my fault. Seriously, how was I supposed to know? So, I guess the first thing that I should do is look for some bug spray. It's warm outside as I walk toward the garage, and, oh man, it's Saturday. I worked all week and was hoping to have just one day to sit outside and do nothing, except maybe drink a beer. And then this. Why is she washing clothes today anyway? Trying to open the garage door, I can't get over what a challenge it is. It's always been messed up. The door sticks. You have to lift up while you turn the knob. It seems to be getting worse. I'm surprised she hasn't asked me to fix that yet. Leaning across the front of the garage shelf, I see that perfectly round, thin birch tree branch that I found a few years ago. I was keeping it there because I planned to slice it up and varnish the little wooden discs. I was going to give her some handmade coasters. I really do love the woman. I just get distracted sometimes. Maybe I'll make them for her this year for her birthday. On the shelf are a bunch of cans of oil, her gardening gloves, a bicycle pump, a bag of grass seed, and a bunch of other stuff I didn't need. And there on the shelf was an almost full can of soda I must have left there. A few days ago, after I had to get my phone from my truck, I wasn't able to find it. I convinced myself that I must have drank it. I better pick it up because I remember what happened last summer. I left one stupid, open beer on the patio table, and the next thing I know, it's my fault the dog is drunk. It's not my fault he liked the taste. The whole situation was terrible. He was throwing up all over the place. I should have told her then I'm only human. But it's hard to tell her. Besides, she should have been tipped off then that I wasn't Superman. There's no bug spray in the garage, so I grab the soda can to throw it away. And I grab her gardening gloves. They're too small, but they may be handy. Handy! Ha ha! I crack myself up. So, here I go, slowly tiptoeing into the basement. Maybe I'll find the bug spray before I see any bees. The idea gives me a little confidence, so I stand up straight and venture down the stairs. I don't see any bees. I see a toppled laundry basket and clothes strewn all over the floor and scattered on top of the open washing machine. But I don't see any bees. I determine that the first thing I need to do is move the cabinet to assess the situation. Bees don't sting you unless they are threatened. I'm surprised to find that I still have the soda can in my hand. So, I set it down on top of the cabinet and carefully, slowly inch the cabinet away from the wall. Still no bees. I hear a sound, a humming. That could be an electrical problem. That's all I need. Some kind of short or something in an outlet down here. Why don't I tell her that I'm just a guy? I can't walk on the moon or fix electrical problems. I know I can't ignore this one because an electrical problem could cause a fire. I really want her to continue believing in me. It feels so good when she looks up to me, when she asks me to help her. I like being her knight in shining armor, but really, I don't think I can do this anymore. I don't have a clue about electrical stuff, and I could get seriously hurt. Over and over in my head, I'm thinking, I should tell her. No, I should keep trying. I don't know what to do. But all of a sudden, I know that I am not paying attention to what I actually am doing. I'm not sure how it happened. I think I might have hit my toe on the cabinet first, but all of a sudden, the cabinet was rocking and the soda can flew toward me. When I ducked, I banged into the side of the metal cabinet. The gong must have startled the bees because the next thing I knew, the place was swarming with them. That's when I remembered that I should have found the bug spray first. I ran up the stairs and slammed the door. With my back against the door, I looked around the kitchen, but I don't see her. Where is she? She must have heard the door slam and probably the gong of the file cabinet. I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I tell her? Should I keep trying? Maybe she's in the backyard. Oh, what will I do when I find her? Walking out to the back, I spot a sheet of paper on the always clean kitchen table. I wonder why it's there, so I take a look. In big purple letters it says, I ran out to get more detergent. I'll be back as soon as possible. Okay, so now what? I don't dare venture downstairs. I can run out to the hardware store and get some bug spray, but what if I'm not here when she comes home? Opening the basement door could be deadly. I have to tell her, but I can't tell her, but I have to. Just then, I hear the front door open. I picked up some bug spray too, she calls out into the house. I tell her that there are quite a few bees down there. That's okay, she says, and before I can stop her, she's got one hand on the can of spray and the other hand on the basement door. I am her hero, her knight in shining armor, so I can't let her head down the stairs. I also can't bring myself to tell her that I failed. So I get in front of her to protect her and head down the stairs, thinking, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. She's right behind me when I hear the hum. But this time I know what it is. The soda can is covered with a blanket of buzzing bees. She must have seen it at the same time I did, because we both looked at each other with a horror that Hitchcock could not have imagined. The next thing I knew, we were both, and I don't know how, safely in the kitchen. She said, maybe we should call someone. I agreed, but asked, are you disappointed with me? As I waited for the answer, I thought about the drunken dog, the coasters that were never made, my lack of foresight when I moved the cabinet against the wall last year, and all the other doofus things I've done since we got married. It seemed like it took close to forever for her to say anything. Finally, she put her arm around me and said, I'm glad you didn't die. And I keep telling you, the reason I married you was because you can dance.